If you're playing Pokemon Legends Arceus, then we really wanted to make you aware of this minigame that's actually very rewarding, especially in the early to mid game, and can enable you to get items and Pokeballs that you otherwise can't get until much later in the game. Make sure to like the video below and drop a sub if you want more helpful content like this for Pokemon Legends Arceus. The items that you could potentially get from this minigame include things like the Sticky Glob, which is actually really handy for stunning already aggroed Pokemon, which then enables you to follow it up by throwing a Pokeball to capture it. You can also get something like the Wing Ball, which is an upgraded version of the Feather Ball much earlier than when you actually unlock it, and you can even get things like Stardust that sell for 1,000 each, and even it is possible to get Ultra Balls from this, which is incredibly helpful for capturing alpha Pokemon earlier in the game when you're really going to struggle with the regular Pokeballs. So the minigame that we're talking about here is actually the target practice, and it is found in the starter village. You can actually fast travel to the practice field or find it down to the south of the map in the sort of starting area where you very first began the game. The goal of the minigame is very simple, basically pop as many balloons as you can by hitting them with Pokeballs. There is a time limit, so you are fighting against the clock. However, if you pop enough of the balloons, another wave will spawn and it will actually give you some extra time as well as more targets to then throw Pokeballs at to get more points. There's two different types of balloons. There's purple ones and yellow ones. The purple ones are worth 100 points and the yellow ones are worth double that at 200 points. We found that the higher score we got, it correlated with the better tier of items we were getting. However, you are going to need to be in the hundreds of thousands of points in order to get these higher tier items. At least that's from our experience and what we recommend. And in order to do that, and the only really way that's possible to get above 200,000 points, is to rely on getting multiple hits during your throws. This means if you just spam Pokeballs everywhere, you might get 1, 2, or 3 hits per throw, but you really need to be getting 6 or 7 hits per throw, and those kind of throws can yield you up to 60 or 140,000 points in a combo instantly. There's definitely an element of trial and error to this, and it will require practice in order to get these higher point matches. However, we do have a few tips that will hopefully help you. Of course, you want to be making a conscious effort to be lining up your shots to get 6 or 7 hits in a row. However, we found that by going immediately to the left and looking then to the right allowed us to line up those hits a bit more easier. You have to be fast and you have to be always throwing Pokeballs in order to spawn the next wave to give you more time and more targets to hit. If you can line up a yellow balloon at the end of the throw, that is even better because it yields more points. However, you just want to be going for those 6 or 7 hit throws as often as you can, and as long as you get 2 or 3 in the entire round, then you're going to be looking at over 300,000 score. So that's essentially all the advice that I can give you, is to try and line up those shots and try and use the edges shooting inwards to hit those multiple 6 or 7 hit throws. It's obviously going to take some practice and some time, but if you are in the early to mid game of Legends Arceus, this is a great way to get items that you otherwise cannot get, and if you are lucky, you can even get those Ultra Balls, which is a really good reward. Do make sure to click like on the video down below, it really does help, and let us know in the comments below your tips, advice and suggestions so that we can all learn and get better at the game together. And if you are a big Pokemon fan, make sure to check out this video that's already on the channel on how you can catch Pikachu early on in your playthrough.